Growing mushrooms using a liquid culture is much easier than it looks. In this video, we cover everything you need to know about working with a liquid culture. Let's dig in. What is mushroom liquid culture? Mushroom liquid culture is a nutrient-rich blend of water and sugars that promotes mycelium growth when inoculated with mushroom spores. What are the advantages of liquid culture? Using liquid culture has some important advantages. Lower contamination risk, beginner-friendly method, shorter incubation times, and limitless mycelium growth. What are the disadvantages of liquid culture? The drawbacks to using liquid culture include: requires a completely sterile environment, which can be difficult to achieve at home. You need to have some basic technical and lab skills. It's challenging to detect contamination in liquid cultures. You will need stir plate because stirring by hand is insufficient. How does a liquid culture differ from a spore syringe? A spore syringe is filled with sterilized water and mushroom spores. A liquid culture is mushroom spores growing in a mixture of sterilized water and specific sugars. Three main differences between the two are: spore syringes have a longer shelf life because spores can be kept unrefrigerated for a long time. Mushroom liquid culture takes longer to germinate. Spore syringes have a lower yield but a greater variety of mushroom genetics. Now, let's learn how to make your own mushroom liquid culture. Ingredients and process. You need grain spawn jar, also known as an airport jar, pressure cooker, 10 ml syringes, needles. Note, the bigger the number, the smaller the needle. We recommend 18 gauge. One of the following sugars to mix with water: organic honey, corn syrup, corn sugar, light malt extract, dextrose, glucose. Do not use sucrose or household sugar. Liquid mushroom culture step-by-step guide. Mix sugar and water. Carefully measure and mix the sugar and water in the jar, maintaining a 4% sugar to water ratio, 4 cubic centimeters or 1 teaspoon of honey/sugar per 100 milliliters of water. Put the lid on the jar. Cover the top of the jar with aluminum foil and put it in a pressure cooker. Cook at 15 psi for no longer than 15 to 20 minutes. Overcooking the sugar will lead to caramelization, which will result in poor to no mycelium growth. Allow the pressure cooker to cool off naturally before removing the jar. Allow the jar and contents to reach room temperature. Note that if you are not using an airport jar, don't remove the lid until you are ready to inoculate your substrate and replace the lid as soon as you are done. This will prevent airborne contaminants from entering the jar and ruining your mycelium. Add some mother culture to your liquid culture. How to add mother culture. Once your jars have cooled after being in the pressure cooker, you can add a few cubic centimeters of mother culture. Shake the mother culture briskly to break up the mycelium. Wash your hands thoroughly. If you are using a syringe needle for the first time, it should be sterile. If not, use a lighter or candle to sterilize the needle by holding it in the flame until it is red hot. Insert the needle through the self-healing injection hole in your airport jar lid and inject 1 to 2 milliliters of mother culture into the jar. Repeat if you have more than one jar. Spawning your mushroom liquid culture. Leave your sealed jars of liquid mushroom culture to grow undisturbed for 4 or 5 days, as close to 77 degrees Fahrenheit 25 degrees Celsius as you can, while it consumes the sugars in the water. After the 5th day, you need to swirl the mixture every couple of days to break up the mycelium and introduce oxygen into the culture. You will see it growing over time. When the mycelium has grown and almost fills the jar, vigorously agitate the liquid culture to break the mycelium up as much as possible. When you are ready to inoculate your substrate or transfer the culture to a jar, tilt the jar so that the liquid reaches the injection port and, with a sterile syringe and needle, suck the culture into the syringe until it's full. You are now ready to start growing mushrooms using your liquid culture. Using liquid culture to grow mushrooms. Your journey doesn't end with liquid culture, it's just the beginning. Preparing the grain. Prepare the grain for inoculation by soaking, boiling, and draining. Inoculation. Inject your liquid culture into the sterilized grain bags. Mycelium growth. Wait for the mycelium to grow within 3 to 10 days. Spawn to bulk substrate. Transfer colonized grain to a suitable bulk substrate based on the mushroom type. Tending to your mushrooms. Nurture your mushrooms until they're ready for harvest. In conclusion, growing mushrooms with liquid culture is an exciting journey. Get started with a reputable supplier, and your mushroom growing adventure begins. Check out the links in the description for additional resources and related videos, and remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel.